It is Sunday morning, 4:47 a.m. and it's vocal time. I guess I need a strong coffee right now before I really get started. Don't ask me if I'm still awake or if I just got up. Doesn't make any difference. It is too early. All right. Hi everybody. Today I want to show you a little tutorial about how to do vocal editing in a vocal production. So I will not be talking about how to record vocals, and I will not talk about how to mix the vocals in the final mix down of a song, but I will concentrate on the process what happens when the singer is finished singing the song and before the mixing engineer comes in to mix the song. Before I get started, I would really like to talk about the software I'm using. I'm using Logic Pro as my digital audio workstation. The software I'm using for pitch alteration is Celemoni's Melodyne. The whole tutorial I'm showing you today is not connected to any of those software suites, but you can easily transfer the whole workflow from what I'm showing you in Logic and Melodyne to any other kind of software. So it is about what I'm doing and not necessarily how to use a certain software. All right, I think we're ready to get started, and let's have a look what I got on my Logic project. The way I record vocals drastically depends on the quality of the singer and also on the song. There are cases when I just have the singer sing the whole track, the whole song in one take, and I do it several times to see that the singer starts to get into the groove of the song and to feel the song. And then there are songs when I just record verse by verse, chorus by chorus. But it really depends on the song, it really depends on the quality of the singer, and it also depends on how hard the song is for the singer. In this case, we have a song and I did 4 tracks of vocals, and I recorded some harmony vocals to it, which we will look at later. And when I start editing vocals, I do 2 things. First off, I got my 4 tracks here. With the vocals, I got my track with a playback, or I do have a playback. In this case, I have a playback which was pre-manufactured for that recording session. And I start to take my 4 tracks and I solo one of them, and I set the volume for the soundtrack pretty low, but I still want to be able to hear the music with the vocals. So let's try and see what we're hearing.
Some bright morning when this life is o'er, I'll fly away.
I want to be able to hear the vocal way louder than the playback because I want to be able to listen to the little nuances. So what I do is I go ahead and I go through a little passage of the song, what the singer is singing, and I listen carefully to the different takes to decide which kind of take is the best one.
Some bright morning when this life is o'er, I'll fly away.
And as you can see, I loop the little section so I don't have to go back. I just hit play and stop on the keyboard.
Some bright morning when this life is o'er, I'll fly away. Some bright morning when this life is o'er, I'll fly away.
And I usually start with the last take because usually the later takes are the better ones, and the first ones are the ones which are not as desirable because the singer just had to get into the song.
Some bright morning when this life is o'er,
as you can tell. So let's go to the last one.
Some bright morning when this life is o'er, I'll fly away.
Right, I like that one. Let's listen to that one more time.
Some bright morning when this life is o'er, I'll fly away.
Okay, she sings a way hey hey at the end where she goes down with the melody, and in that take she kept the note straight.
Fly away.
Alright, so obviously she missed the little melody tweak on the very last take, so we want to keep that one, but I like the first half of the track best from the last take for two reasons. One of the reasons is the pitch is pretty good in that take, and the second reason is that her vocal performance, the little things she does with her voice, are more pronounced than are the other takes. So what I'm doing is, and I'm doing this very roughly, I'm just cutting all 4 tracks, and then I take the first half from the last track and I put it on a different track. Now I need to find real quick what kind of ending is better, the second take or the third take.
I'll fly away. I'll fly away. I'll fly away. I'll fly away.
I think I'm sticking with the third one. The way I prepared the track where I put my selection on is I added a couple of plugins which at least simulate the way the vocals could be treated in the final mixdown. The reason I'm doing that is very simple. I want to be able to get certain nuances in the sound of a singer which you can't really hear on the take by itself, but which will be much more pronounced when you add some EQ and some dynamics. So what I did is I'm using this Sony Oxford or Sonox Oxford plugins. I added a little bit highlight above 7K. That is what I did with this one, and I split it up in different plugins for you to see. And I did a couple of changes due to the room situation where I recorded. There's a little notch down here, probably about 300 something K, which kind of is a little boomy frequency I didn't like, and I added a little bit more brightness, and that's probably due to the microphone I used, and I lowered below 50 Hertz if there's any rumble from the room or just like footsteps on the floor. And I added a little bit of dynamics, which is the Oxford Dynamics plugin. And it's a preset, and I'm not really getting very specific here. It's not important to have the final sound. It is important to get an idea how the vocal track could sound when it's finished. And I want to show you real quick. Let me play just a random vocal track without those little features.
Some bright morning when this life is o'er.
Alright, now this is with all the little goodies on the track.
Some bright morning when this life is o'er, I'll fly away.
Alright, it makes it easier for me to hear if I pick the right track.